got your gun. You got your legal license to conceal it. Are you good to go? Not just yet. Let's talk about the top obligations of concealed gun owners. And I applaud all of you across America and across the world who took my advice and got your license to carry. Great. Thumbs up. Let's talk about your obligations. That's what we're going to do in this video. I got my list. I'm going to try to hit a lot of them. If I missed any, please throw in your comments. Let's get into it right now. So welcome to WeaponsEducation.com. I was motivated just today to make this video on the spur of the moment. That's why I'm dressed like this. I just came home from work. And I met one of you out and about, and I asked him, I said, congratulations, you got your license and all that. He was telling me, I said, well, where did you get your training? He goes, oh, I haven't done that yet, but I did my little class to get my license in the state of Florida, but I haven't done any formal training. Number one, let's get into this list right now. Training. It's kind of like when you buy a car, you're going to look at the annual cost of what the ownership of that car is going to be, the fuel, the miles per gallon. When you buy a gun and you conceal it, you got to think of, well, what's my annual cost of that gun? Not just the cost of the gun and the ammo. Training is part of the cost, and it's part of your obligation to carry a gun. So the normal professional trainer is going to charge $35 to $50 an hour. There's courses like the Rich White course out in Colorado. You can go for 3-day classes, which I did, which was amazing, or 5-day classes my wife did, which was amazing. And there's classes all over the country. And there's 1-hour one-on-ones all over the country. You've got to Google that and find that in your area. You've got to get your personal training. If you think you can just get a gun, pack your ammo in it, fill up your mag, and then holster it up and carry it, you're wrong. You can create harm in the future. So what you want to do is get your professional training, and it's part of your annual cost of owning that gun. It's an annual ongoing thing. So if it's $50 an hour and you want to get 10 hours a year, add that $500 a year into your annual budget. Okay, next thing, let's move on. I want to move through this video. Choosing the right gun. A lot of new gun owners, congratulations, you're getting licensed to carry. And you're watching a lot of videos on YouTube, including mine. I thank you for that. But you're looking at a gun, and some people, well, they want big macho guys. They want these big Glock 21s. I love the Glocks. I love all of them. But maybe you should go for a smaller revolver, maybe especially if it's your first gun. This happens to be a .357 Magnum. This is a J-frame Smith & Wesson. Nothing small about this in any way, shape, or form except for the physical size. This is a powerful gun, and it's in a very small size. So choosing the right gun is huge. The size, make sure you're going to carry it on a regular basis is really what I want to get at here right now. And then 2, understand the caliber. Understand the difference in a .380, a 9mm, a high-pressured 40, a 45, a 10mm, a high-pressured 10mm. That's why you watch these types of videos. I spoke about all this stuff in the past, but in this video I want to say you want to choose the right gun, a gun that we're going to talk about here in a moment that you know about. For instance, okay, now you chose your gun. Let's say, for instance, you chose a Glock. This happens to be a 29, which is a 10mm, and then a Glock 30 is the same physical size. Perfect little package here. I love this Glock. But you want to know some things about your gun once you get it before you conceal it. You want to know the trigger action. You want to go use it at the range, obviously. It's part of your annual cost. And you want to know how that trigger is going to feel once you fire it. You want to know how to grip the gun and get a good grip. I recently did a video on that. You want to know how to disassemble the gun, reassemble it quickly if that's the case. And also, you really want to know it so you can clean it and keep your gun working in good form. And then you want to know the safety features on the gun. For instance, if you buy a 1911, you want to know that safety, as we know the 1911s have, and how to turn it on and off, or whatever type gun you choose. If it's got a safety feature, you want to make sure you understand it in detail, because when you need it to protect your life, and that's the whole idea of concealing a gun. That's the only reason to conceal a gun. As a law-abiding good citizen, a person who's doing the right thing for society, helping protect yourself, your family, your loved ones, other honest people in society from psychopaths, you need to carry a gun, you need to be licensed to carry a gun, and you need to understand your gun, and you need to know the safety features of your gun. Now, the proper grip I mentioned, the proper attire, of course, now you don't have to wear a suit. I just happen to be wearing mine, like I said, because I just got back from work. But the proper attire, what I mean by that is no printing. What I mean by printing is don't let your gun stick out walking around with just a t-shirt covering up, some big giant Glock 21 or some huge gun. And it's called printing. It's sticking out. So you want to conceal, hence the word concealment. Conceal it. Like, for instance, I wore this suit all day and no one knew I was carrying, I'm a shoulder holster guy. And oh my gosh, I'm going to get into holsters here in a minute. I'll put my link below to buy the best quality shoulder holsters in the world, second to none. But you need to conceal, bury it deep, and no one needs to know you're carrying. So your holster system is huge. And concealment means that, conceal. You need to be able to be trained, your mind has to be trained to grab that gun without taking your eye off the target. Okay? And then get a proper grip and go bang to save your life. The only time you draw your weapon is to save your life. In my opinion, I really wouldn't want to draw my weapon, hopefully, for the rest of my life. So, another thing with talking about holstering, let's talk about this for a second. You need a good belt, okay? You got your concealment license, you're carrying a gun, you want a good strong belt. And I've got the leather stuff, I got the goods. I got the best handmade quality stuff made in America, which I warranty for a lifetime. You've known that, our sales are through the roof. We're 10, 12 weeks out, we can't stitch them fast enough, but this stuff will last a lifetime. But you want a good belt, and you want a good holster, and then you want to get trained. If you're going to draw from the hip, you should dry practice after getting trained. Dry practice is what I do with a gun totally safety checked, and imagine a bad guy coming at you. You want to keep your eye, just like I'm keeping my eye on your camera right now, keep your eye on the bad guy, for instance. Pull your gun, meet your gun at your belly button, get a good grip, go there, and bang, within a second. You need to learn how to draw from your holster. It's part of your obligations of carrying a gun, whether your holster's on your hip, on your ankle, on a shoulder holster, whatever you prefer. But get the good leather, get the good belt, get the good basket weave if you really want the really good stuff. That's up to you. But I'll put the link below on the leather holster stuff. The next thing is mindset. I talk to a lot of people, and they meet me out and about, and they do something wrong, and I don't call them out on it, but they brag about what they're carrying to me. Oh, I got this here. Maybe it's just because it's me, but the one thing I'm trying to say is your mindset when you're carrying a gun, first of all, is you keep it private. You don't talk about what gun you're carrying to anyone else but yourself. You know it. You've got that thing down pat. You've been trained. You know every function, every safety function. You know how to disassemble it, reassemble it. You know how to clean it. You know the ammunition. We're going to talk about that here in a second. You know exactly how that gun functions. You know how to draw it in a flash and save your life. But don't talk about it to other people. I've mentioned this story once before in the past, and I'm going to bring it up real quick. I was at a Christmas party, and there was like 5 tables of 8. And a really nice fancy schmancy place here in Boca Raton, Florida. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of commotion over there, like table number 3. And I'm like, what's going on? And well, some guy, ultimately, what he did was, he showed his gun to a guy sitting next to him. Because look what I'm carrying. I got this Kimber, 1911. The guy next to him wasn't into guns. And he tells the waiter tells the manager comes calling 911, oh my God, there's a gun in the restaurant, what do I do? They don't all know the gun laws. You don't talk about what you're concealing. That's hence the word concealment. You don't talk about like the underwear you're wearing, you just don't do it. You just keep it private. You conceal, you have a really good sense of your surroundings. I want to get into that too. When you carry your gun, one thing it's going to do is uplift your brain, uplift your whole mindset to be aware of your surroundings. Because you're going to be like, wow, I've been through this training, I've got this gun now, I feel like I can really use it if I had to in a pinch, which hopefully is never going to happen the rest of your life. But if it does, you are looking at your surroundings. For instance, you pull into a gas station, what I do is, before I get out of the car, I'm looking around, what's going on? All right? Nothing crazy, no armed robbery going on inside. And you look at the news. I'm in here in South Florida, and I'm sorry, but there's 10, 15 violent crimes a day within 50 miles of me every day. And they only hit the news for like 20 minutes online if you happen to catch it. Because of tourism in South Florida. They don't want the whole country to know how much crime there is in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and even Boca, everywhere. It's everywhere. And they come to the wealthy areas sometimes just to commit crimes because they want to go where the money is. Don't think you're safe no matter where you are. But keep it private. And know your surroundings. Okay, know your surroundings. Look at what you're doing. When you're at a red light, look next to you. When you're getting out of your car at the mall, going to the mall, back and forth, you're carrying your groceries, ladies, you're the grocery store to the mall, you're carrying all your gifts for the holiday season, whatever it might be. Look at your surroundings, be aware. Don't be like walking around texting on your phone and doing silly stuff when you got a gun on you. You just don't do it. Even if you don't have a gun on you, you shouldn't do it. You should always be aware of your surroundings. You should always look at who's following you, see who's following you home. If someone bumps you from behind, you don't just get out of the car and say, oh, we switch driver's license, and then boom, bang, they're going to carjack you, and who knows what. Be aware of your surroundings. Think ahead of what could go wrong, unfortunately, in the life we live in today. I'm not trying to say it's all chaos out there, but there is a lot of crime. It's real. It's just real. All right, ammunition. Make sure you know your ammunition and how it works. There's different grains of ammo. This happens to be, I like the PDX-1 Defender line. There's a lot of good hollow point self-defense rounds. But know your ammo and make sure it's going to feed through your gun. This happens to be 125 grain 357 mag for this revolver. Okay, but know the different grains and what they mean. 125 grain, 180 grain, 230 grain. Generally speaking, the smaller size the bullet, the faster it goes. And make sure it feeds through your gun. So this is not an ammunition video, but make sure the ammunition you get works well and cycles well through your gun. And I'm going to leave the video with this, and if I missed anything, throw it in, because I know there's no way I caught everything. Besides the NRA, we have to touch on, but no drinking alcohol and carrying a gun. And I'm going to use a quote from Ted Nugent. This is his exact quote. 1 + 1 = 2. Guns and alcohol equals death. Okay? If you're carrying a gun, no drinking. And then the NRA. It's your obligation. And I'm out here, I'm almost on my 500th video at the time of this video. I just can't fathom anyone in this day and age who's carrying a gun and is not a member of the NRA. It's appalling to me. It's an embarrassment to yourself. It's normally $35. For $25, the link is below. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of. We need the numbers. I'm with the NRA deep. I've interviewed Wayne LaPierre a number of times. I'll be at SHOT Show for us each year. And see, it's not just the $25. We need the numbers. We need to boast out there that we've got 20, 30 million members in the NRA. Then we can really start making things happen. And I'm asking everyone to join the NRA, bring my link. And always, by the way, carry a flashlight. Don't forget that. A good, bright flashlight. So, there we go. To go right from the top to bottom, then we'll finish out. I'm going to reiterate. Training. It's part of your annual cost. It's part of your duty to carry a gun. Choosing the right gun. Know your size, know your caliber, know the type, know the safety features. Knowing your gun, know the trigger, know the disassembly, know the cleaning of it. Know all the safety features. Get the proper grip. Proper attire. Don't stick out. Don't stick out. Just blend in with society. Don't print. Don't wear a shirt, by the way, like rock out with your Glock out. You're packing some big gun, you know. Just be cool. Be smooth. Be calm. Know your surroundings. Mindset while you're carrying. No road rage. No getting stressed out. No fighting with your wife, spouse, girlfriend, any of that stuff. That doesn't work. When you got a gun, you're cool. You're calm. You're very smooth. You're relaxed. And if a stressful situation comes up, you put that gun in the vault. You keep it private. You don't tell anybody that you're carrying. It's your private business. Your ammunition. You know your ammunition that gun has got. You've shot the ammunition. You know your gun can cycle it properly. And you know 1 + 1 = 2. And guns and alcohol equals death. Thank you. Please thumb up the video, please subscribe, and please join the NRA below via the link. Oh, if you're interested in these holster systems, I'll put the link below for the custom shoulder stuff. It's magnificent. My name's on it, Weapons Education, warranted for life. It's the best. There's nothing better than this. Check it out. My name is Tom. Thank you.